Ladies and gentlemen, this is RedGamer.com video. There's good news. Project Cars is still targeting 1080p and 60 frames per second on both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox version of the title. So this comes to us as there were actually versions of the title being shown at EGX, and neither version was running at 60 FPS. In fact, some witnesses were claiming it was, and I quote, well below 60 FPS. So Andy Tudor was discussing this with Eurogamer, and he did indeed say that the Xbox One version isn't quite running at 1080p, but it's not representative of the final quality. We're still aiming to get there. Towards the end of the game, you're going to always be optimizing, and during development, it's a roller coaster. Sometimes you look at the game and think, oh my god, that's not working, and other days, you hit 60 FPS, and it's awesome. For a racing game, 60 FPS is hugely important. I'd like other developers to remember that. What people don't know is that the physics underneath runs at 600 times a second. We measure the input you're doing on the controller 2,500 times a second, and Project Cars does that way more than any other game, meaning all doing that significantly lower. The screen refreshes at 60 times a second, and we're measuring the tires, the physics, the suspension, all of that stuff 600 times. So, there's a significant hurdle we've had to get over, and that's kind of expected. But the fact that we can have the weather time of day and significant number of cars on screen is actually really promising, he says. There's not quite so much information regarding Nintendo's Wii U version. All Slightly Mad have said is that it's going to be, of course, released next year, and it won't quite reach the performance levels of either the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, which I'm guessing many of you would suspect anyway. But just what type of performance you end up going to having, it remains to be seen. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this title. It's definitely obviously a labour of love for all of the guys involved at Slightly Mad. Now, of course, we will be doing full graphics comparisons and all of that when the title's finally unveiled, but I'm actually feeling really good about this title. I'm actually putting a lot of work into it, and you can tell. It's kind of weird when you think about just how much work under the hood, quite literally, the engine's doing. I mean, when you think about it, though, it makes so much sense, particularly in different driving conditions and so on, or someone nudges you and different conditions on the track, or different levels of tyre wear, or whatever you're happening to be doing with the controller. So, for example, if you happen to slam on the brakes, or very lightly tap on the brakes, or, you know, other conditions, weather, and so on, it makes huge amounts of differences. And I'd love to see, personally, from a personal standpoint, I'd absolutely love to see a breakdown on actually what they're doing. As in, I would love to see what they're doing on the CPU, on the GPU, for example, with compute, and to see how they've kind of split the thread work up, particularly on both systems. I'd like to see if there's a difference. Now, of course, it is going to be released on the PC as well, and they have announced that, yes, the PC version, of course, is going to have all of the optional extras that you'd expect, high resolutions, MSAA, and so on and so on. So I personally am quite looking forward to it. It's actually weird because I'm not really a super duper racing fan. The last racing title I really tried out was probably Gran Turismo 4, I think it was. Yeah, GT4. Just to give you an idea of how long ago that was. But I'm probably going to try this one out. I don't know what platform I'll end up playing. Maybe on the PS4 or Xbox One, so I can end up playing with you guys. Maybe you can have some racing or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe integrate that with the graphics comparison. That'd be kind of nice, really. It's due out on the 21st of this year on the PS4 and Xbox One. So it's at a fairly busy time, as it turns out. I mean, if you look at the release schedule over the next couple of months, maybe not quite this month, or should I say October. It gets kind of busy in October, but November and December are absolutely bloody crazy. Amata and I are already trying to figure out how the hell we're going to review everything. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this title. I think it's kind of cool. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.